I just hope you and the fam remember me as I remember my mom. Look at people like human beings, not objects. Because if you wait, it's often too late. So just say you love them now, man. Your boy, resting in power, Vic.
What is good, Spectacular gamers? Starting First Class Spectacular. Back on the mic, and I am your host as usual for this Game is So Spectacular. The NBA season is back once again, and that means NBA video games, correct? And there's only 2 on the market. And today we're discussing NBA 2K16. I reviewed this game last year. This is my 2nd year in a row doing this, and I'm still fairly excited. I'm gonna tell you the ups, the downs, the pros and the cons. But with that being said, let's get inside the NBA 2K16.
It's that time of year again. Cuffing your new bae, getting your winter wardrobe together, getting bored by Madden football, and finally, playing the new 2K basketball game. Having played last year's version, it was a refreshing feel after taking a few years off. But now, playing 2K games back to back, that familiar feeling starts to set in. 2K16 has improved in some ways, but at its heart, it's the same game it's always been. Care to find out? Then take a trip in this review of NBA 2K16.
Story. Shazam! Step into my world where you can be the story. See what it's like to be the next NBA phenom, the next frequency vibrations, aka freak. This is living the dream.
Hands down, the most changed and impressive part of 2K is its new My Career mode. The developers gave full reins of what goes on to director Spike Lee, and he used all of it to the fullest. You portray frequency vibrations, a weird name indeed, aka Freak, an up-and-coming high school baller. You are surrounded by friends and family who all help you progress in your make-believe career. Your sister Cece acts as your manager. Your best friend gives you advice. Your girlfriend throws her hat in the ring concerning your NBA choices. It's an all-out and intense ride all the way to the end, which is as satisfying as the rest of the trip. If you like story in your sports titles, then this is the one for you.
Baby, pack your bags.
We are living the dream. Oh.
Last year's game was a very awesome looking one without a doubt. This year's 2K stepped up its visual look and presentation that much more. The players themselves look phenomenal. The faces, bodies, and arenas all come to life with great accuracy. The presentation is off the hook, as the mock commercial breaks and halftime shows make you feel as if you are actually at a game. In addition to Shaq and Ernie, they have now thrown Kenny the Jet into the fold, which, while not as funny as last year's, it's just as in-depth and entertaining.
A long time, so what year will it happen again? Come on, Dr. O'Neill.
2000 never. 2000 never. But I always look for guys who could push me. I mean, and I could push them at the same time.
Wouldn't you like to push Kenny?
Push him off the set.
All the other standard stuff is there, like cheerleaders, rowdy fans, and other little touches. Now for the downside. As astounding as this game looks, the My Career characters appear to be a little bit freaky looking. Their motion capture is spot on, but their faces tend to be creepy. They look a bit basic in nature. Your character rocks the same clothing from time to time, along with the supporting cast. These things are minor discrepancy compared to the rest of the game's visual vibe, and don't detract in the least. As usual, 2K16 brings simulation basketball to the masses and does it better than anyone else. 5-on-5 basketball has never felt so accurate, despite what mode you end up playing in. Moving, passing, and playing in general feels realistic. That being said, there is a bunch of problems. It's always felt as though the game overcompensates in areas to keep things realistic. You won't be throwing long full court passes. You won't be throwing the teammates under the basket. And this is more in part because the ball will be stolen. In fact, more bad passes happen in 2K than any other sports game. So much so that it gets downright annoying. The game modes are great and plentiful. The creator player mode is back, but sadly the facial scan is just as weak as last year's version, which holds true for all games that use this feature. So no bias over here. Overall, the gameplay hits almost every mark they intended to hit. The sound is remarkable. Every song placed in this game screams basketball. Not once will you get tired listening to the soundtrack. Before long, you will be rocking out in the menus, the pause screen, and any other place the music plays. The atmosphere is always perfect. When you play a high school game in my career, the gym has all the sounds you would expect from a high school game. The college games have that type of feel to them as well. The band plays, the announcers are on point, and you still get this in-stadium feel. Speaking of announcers, they are as sharp as ever. It doesn't matter if it's the in-game commentation, or Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny, or any other set of announcers in the game. Not once did they repeat themselves, and they always stayed on point. Flat out, NBA 2K16 is on point when it comes to how it treats your ears. As with any other sports game, the fact that you are playing sports guarantees your experience will be different from game to game. Take into consideration the wealth of game modes and you will be set for the year. Hopefully, 2K does something about the horrible servers, and who knows, this could be the end-all be-all sports title. Let's face it, these games are the same year in and year out, but it's the effort that a lot of gamers gravitate towards. Did the developer just rehash everything from last year's version? Or did they actually take the time to put something not only new, but worthwhile into this year's version? To answer the question, 2K did a pretty good job of jazzing things up. New My Career, improved graphics, and streamlined menus and presentations speaks volumes. NBA 2K16 is still, hands down, the best sports simulation you will find on today's market. NBA 2K16 gets an 8 out of 10.
Yep, and that about sums it up, Spectacular Gamers. I had an awesome time with this game. A little bit frustrating in some areas, passing and all that other mess, but overall, there can be no complete package right now other than NBA 2K16. If you didn't play last year's, get us one to go. If you did play last year's, if you love story, then go ahead and get this. But other than that, no reason to. Hey, that's it for me this week, guys. Tune in every Tuesday when I do something gaming. And then Friday, come back to see some of my video blogs, cartoons, and other stuff. Remember, Tuesdays and Fridays. Hey, thanks for rocking out with me, guys. And as usual, if you can't be good at it. And I'm out.
Good sir, I do believe I've shat in my pantaloons.
You know what? If that's what this game is about, then I'm out. I don't want any part of this. I mean, you took me for a rental. I kind of enjoy